Alright, hey guys, welcome back. So this is going to be kind of like part two and also some more dev information on top of that of let's go to this thread right over here. It's the Cassius Belly thread. We did go over the first two pages in part one. I'm going to link that down below. But in this video, we're going to check out the rest of it, which is pretty much 3 more replies on this page and then 2 more replies on 2 different threads. And yeah, I'm going to link them all down below. We're going to read them. We're going to see what people have to say, and hopefully we do learn something. Let's get right into it. So player stated, I think it would be very hard to mod in the mechanic itself. And what he's talking about right here, if you did miss part one, is the mechanic to kind of give a reason for a war starting, as in, let's say a lord attacked somebody, somebody stole somebody's daughter, just one of those like reasons of why a war would start, right? Like historically and stuff speaking, right? And not saying this would be kind of hard to implement. It would be very hard to balance it in gameplay and make sure you always end up with an enjoyable experience, though. If you take a look at the snowballing problems, it seems like the current war implementation already leads to complex problems, throwing in some variables just to make it harder to predict. This could lead to a lot of randomness, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but I guess it would also stop all current attempts to create a balanced campaign. All right, and the dev responds, you pointed real problem. That's why if this type of war declaration is chose 5 to 6 years ago, we should have balanced the game according to this. That's why I say it is too late for it now. Mods can do it, but they will suffer lots of balance problems. There it is. So in the previous part one, obviously, the team or the higher ups, they chose this certain way of doing it instead of actually kind of like starting with giving reasons and all that. They are just working on it now, so it is what it is, unfortunately, but you got to go from there. Alrighty, another player. What about spending influence to ask an army to do something? This would be useful as a king to direct your other armies, similar to ordering your clan members, but keep it to armies outside your clan and make it cost influence. Maybe have them say no to stuff that is outside their power range for attacks. After all, clan members' directives. After all, clan member directives, of course. Okay. Yes, this can give better results. However, we should discuss this after other scheduled issues are implemented in a different post. There we go. Hopefully, we get another big post by him about another aspect of the game. But yes, like I said before, it would be good to have clan orders come in, and they are coming, as we saw in part one. He did state that those are being worked on. They were approved, and we're gonna get them soon-ish. Alrighty, what else we got? Oh, we got a fan letter over here. Okay, I admire you, and like many people, you have my respect as a professional. Passion is evident in you. Okay. Bannerlord is a complex game that is founded upon a structure with very promising modal possibilities. That's a step with all the fans applaud. Bannerlord in broad strokes this guy right here is a poet. This man, okay. As I've said in the past, for some game, I'm just trying to go through this. Any other things? Missed opportunity. Okay, so it's pretty much saying like it's a very complex game, but there were some missed opportunities. Expectations have long since been lowered, yet some of us are too stubborn and continue providing feedback in the hope and belief that some final touch is still possible. Oh man. The man went from positive to it is what it is. Okay. Developer responds, thank you for your kind words. I need to underline that I am not the decision maker at most of these decisions. I do not think different from you at most points. Only wanted to say it's too late for some big design changes. Years ago, I suggested having border incidents, aggressive, hard to control lords, and more similar things for war reasons. Game developed in different direction. It was not my decision. Here I wrote, we will show player war reasons. However, they won't exactly be what you want to see. I do not want to disappoint you. That's why I said lower expectations. We can still give players some reasons for war and peace, but probably this will be different for your expectations. Other than this, you should say your suggestions, follow the successful mods, and and do not try to do not try to invent wheel again. To decision makers, also, even if it is not my preference, it is good. It is good leaving good development areas to mods. There it is. And in summary, he pretty much said, "Listen, I don't make all the decisions. We're trying our best. It is what it is." You know. Again, unfortunate, but at least it's up front. At least you get to know this is how it's going to be done. You know, unfortunately, we couldn't do it this way, but we can do it this way, and that's what it is. Obviously, mods can help it, and we're going to go from there. There you go. I know, my dear friend, you can't be blamed for anything. You're hugging shit. Oh, okay. You can still blame me for campaign AI mistakes or slow development snowballing problem. Anyway, good night, sir. There it is. Genuine conversation out here. All right. So that's for this thread, and let's go look at some more information here. So player asks, and workshops were nerfed too. This is, by the way, on the 1.5.6 patch notes. Player states, workshops were nerfed too. My tannery goes from 400 to 125, and my brewery goes from 250 to 110. Only thing making really good money are still my wool weaveries. Oh no, I said that. Nerf time. But there are ways to make money. I put top 3 video on how to make real money, and one can make 20 to 40K in around 4 to 5 days game time. And out here, sponsored his own message. Okay. Dev responds, workshop did not get nerfed, but average prices of workshop output items, wine, beer, leather, velvet, jewelry, etc. seems reduced by about 30%, especially at first 4 years of game, then reduce drops 10 to 20%, so it gets a little bit higher. I examine the situation and follow the reason. Dealing with it currently, workshop average daily profit will be around 150 to 175 after the fix. It is around 75 to 100 early game and 100 to 125 at mid to late game. This part is so fragile to easily broken when something is changed. Need to check it after every patch. This reduces prices, also affects profit of caravans and players who make trading. Okay, before I read the next part, I think that might be too low. You know, I was always a guy who said, like, hey, you know, because a lot of people wanted workshops to, like, give you, like, close to 1,000 daily, which is way too much in my opinion. Way too much. But for balance, I think 100, 125 at most at mid to late game is not good. I don't think it's good enough. I think a good workshop, if you can find it, should give you about 400 to maybe 600 if it's really good. You know, like the best. Like there's only a couple of these on the map, right? And then average ones should make around, I would say about 200 to 350, and then below average ones should make you know, like 150 and below. I think that's probably how it should go. I think it's way too low to give it in the hundreds. That's just my opinion. Maybe I'm reading this wrong, but because he says workshop average daily profit will be 150 to 175 after the fix. Obviously, it won't be like that every day. That's the average. It could go up and it could go down. But I don't know. Seems a little bit low. Okay. Dev also says, also I know players have castles or having problems with paying wages of Garrison. Castellone office project will be changed and will reduce Garrison wages when it is built 10, 20, and 30%. It will help you a bit. Oh, cool. So we are getting some more changes to the upgrades in, what's it called? Castles. Is this only in the castle, or is this also in the, what do you call it? In the towns. I don't know exactly. I forgot. Because there are a couple of different upgrades for each one. Some of them are just named differently. Some of them are different. I think they're in both. No, I don't think they are in both. I don't know. But there you go. We have some more information on the future changes. And now, last one. Well, actually, no, we got two. Let's do both of these. This is on the information. So this is about the this is the snowballing thing. He just pretty much dropped this. I just checked, and some more info. This is like the big snowballing thread that I have gone over in the past, if you guys did not know. but we have a lot of videos on this thread. Alrighty, so player states, I agree that wars are way too short and too frequent. I would much rather see fewer but longer drawn out wars that can take multiple years to resolve. And developer says, I finished works on this, but we will send these changes 1.5.7 instead of a hotfix because it seems 1.5.7 will be sent a bit earlier compared to our regular patch releasing schedule, which is once a month in the last patches. And even this is an important problem. It is not game breaking. I also added other developments we talk about here, increasing cavalry ratio in parties and other factions, not Khazate, and reducing cavalry ratio effect on speed, and AI not to choose distant targets much. That has to do with kind of like the map and like where they go to siege. These are all small adjustments. They will not be big changes, but even small, their effect is positive. True. Okay, so we are going to see 1.5.7 a little bit sooner, so probably less changes there, but you know, hopefully people are excited to see it a little bit faster than usual. I think the changes are good. I think, you know, well, I kind of disagree with the cavalry ratio because obviously I don't want the Gazetes to just become like, you know, just a generic civ. Not I said civ, generic faction or kingdom, right? But yeah, we'll see exactly how that works. The what's it called? The speed with cavalry definitely needs to be fixed. I agree with that. Then AI not choosing distant targets whenever they're choosing where to siege, I think is very good. I think they should choose obviously the ones that are close unless it makes sense to go to a farther one. But capturing something in the middle of enemy territory, as it happens sometimes now, is not the best. It really isn't. So I understand. And the longer wars, we'll see how that works too. I'm okay with all that. Alrighty, what else we got? We have thanks. This is a player. Thanks. Can we expect similar numbers than in 1.5.5 related to war duration and amount of war declarations? Dev responds, it'll be better than 1.5.5. If we say average war duration at 1.5.5 is X, 1.5.6 is 0.8X, which is about 20% less than 1.5.5. 1.5.7 will be 1.2x. So, what's it called? We'll get about a 20% increase. Well, actually, no. If you just were playing 1.5.5 and you jumped to 1.5.7, that'd be a 40% increase. Well, no, I'm really messing this up. I'm sorry. If you, let's say you didn't play the new beta. If you're on the live on 1.5.5 right now, 1.5.7, you will have a 20% increase into how pretty much the war duration, right? And then if you are playing on the beta right now, and then you go to the new 1.5.7 beta, there will be about a 40% increase in the war duration. There you go. I was really fumbling on that for a quick second. But that will do it for this video. Some more information. I'm going to link all this stuff down below for you guys. But hopefully you guys enjoyed. Ask me any questions, any concerns. Like always, stay safe.